High school sports, they're really the heartbeat of our communities. There's so much passion there, but for local publishers and sponsors, trying to tap into that energy, it can be a huge challenge. Today, we're going to break down a completely new game plan that turns all that passion into a real connection and, real business results. All right, let's jump in.
Just think about that for a second. What if instead of your brand just being a logo on a fence somewhere, it could actually be part of the celebration, part of the conversation, right there in the palm of every single fan's hand? That's the big idea we're digging into today. It's a fundamental shift from just broadcasting at the crowd to actually building a relationship with the community.
All right, so here's the fundamental problem we've got to tackle. There's this huge disconnect happening in local sports. On one side, you've got this massive, emotional, real-time wave of fan passion. But on the other side, you have sponsor engagement that just, it falls flat.
And this slide, wow, it just lays out the core challenge perfectly, doesn't it? Over here, you've got this explosion of fan passion. It's emotional. It's happening right now. It's all about that community pride. But then, traditional sponsorship is, it's static. A banner on a fence is a one-way street. It's so easy to ignore when all the real action is happening on the field.
So, how do we fix that? How do we bridge that gap? We need a totally new playbook. It's all about shifting from that old passive model of advertising to something way more dynamic. It's about actually creating a conversation.
And this right here, this is the key concept: conversational sponsorship. See, it's not about just pushing a message out there anymore. It's about creating a real dialogue. This model puts the sponsor right in the middle of the conversations fans are already having about scores and news. It's about becoming a valuable part of the community's sports experience, not an interruption to it.
And look at how simple but powerful this process is. First, the publisher gets fans to opt in for updates. Easy enough. Then, those real-time scores get sent right to their phones, and a sponsor's message is seamlessly integrated. And finally, the sponsor gets to engage directly with offers and links, turning that fan's passion into a tangible connection, and a result you can actually measure.
Okay, but this isn't some one-size-fits-all approach. The real power here comes from letting sponsors become part of the most exciting, most emotional moments of the game. The moments that really truly matter to fans.
I love this quote because it just gets right to the heart of it. Every single score update, from the first touchdown to the final buzzer beater, becomes a prime opportunity for a brand to connect. You're not just placing an ad. You're tying your brand to that peak excitement, that community pride. And here's where it gets really valuable for publishers to offer. Sponsors can choose exactly where their message fits best. They can own the lead-in, building up all that anticipation before the game even starts. They can be the pulse, right there in the middle of the action with live updates. Or they can own the final word, celebrating the win and becoming synonymous with that awesome moment of victory.
Now, let's be real. Anyone who's been involved with high school sports knows the data can be, messy, right? Scores are sometimes late, sometimes they're not reported at all. This is where smart technology is absolutely crucial, because it protects both the fan experience and the sponsor's investment.
What's so brilliant about this system is the logic that's baked right in. If a score isn't reported, the sponsor's message doesn't just vanish. Nope, the platform pivots, sending out info on upcoming schedules instead, which keeps the brand visible. And if a score comes in super late, it gets packaged as a next-day update, which is actually a fantastic morning touchpoint for that sponsor. It literally turns a potential problem into a whole new opportunity. And we are not just talking about the big Friday night football game here, not by a long shot. The platform covers 16 different boys and girls sports. Think about what that means for a local sponsor. They can truly own a school, staying present and relevant with the community through every single season, from football in the fall all the way to baseball and track in the spring. So under the hood, this technology is built for precision and reliability. The AI-driven targeting? That means zero wasted impressions. It makes sure that messages about, say, West High go to the right West High. The delivery is stable, so a sponsor's name is always attached to accurate info. And brand protection is huge, right? Nobody wants their brand associated with a phone buzzing at 2 in the morning. So when you put all these pieces together, it's pretty clear this is so much more than just a new ad slot. This is a platform for building genuine, valuable connections between local businesses and the community that they serve.
Ultimately, what started as a simple sports app has evolved into a really sophisticated contextual advertising network. It solves all those complex technical problems, the messy data, the user friction, to give publishers and sponsors a streamlined, powerful way to get to the heart of their community right when it matters most. And that brings us to our final thought for every local publisher and sponsor out there. Is the future of local advertising about shouting a one-way message, or is it about starting a meaningful two-way conversation? Based on everything we've seen today, I think the answer is pretty clear. Thanks for watching.